Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with the September update for the YouTube channel and Now Spinning Magazine website. Welcome everybody, and it's fantastic to be here, and it's been another fantastic month. August was brilliant. We're at now about 8,600 subscribers, I think, ish, roughly, as I say this. We're on our way to 10,000, aren't we? And it's all down to you guys. Spreading the word, sharing, subscribing, sharing links and everything. And G me on, and your kind comments and support and encouragement. It's been a hell of a journey, but it really is exciting, and it's all down to your support. And I would just wish to say thank you to all of you. Some of you are patrons, some of you are YouTube members, some of you are donating every so often, and some of you are sharing and just liking. Everything makes a difference. So for those of you who just stumbled across this and think, what is it? Now Spinning Magazine is a place for people that love physical music, whether it's CD or vinyl, because we are multi-format, and I will do everything I can to support physical music no matter what format it is, from any era, any genre. We're not completely just rock, we're soul, we're jazz, we're pop, we're everything that just comes up, because as we go through life, our musical tastes just expand. Well, mine have, and I now wonder actually what really is music I don't like anymore. Because when I started this, there were certain pockets and silos of things that I never went near. But now, all bets are off. And I think that for younger music fans, they're already there. You think about the way festivals are put together now, there's different genres and different music and everything. So it's great. And this place, for those of you who, it's like you go through life and mortgages and kids happen and you don't buy as much, and then you buy an album and you talk to your mates and they go, do you still buy music? Don't you just stream everything? And you think, oh, well, Now Spinning Magazine embraces that. So I know I've had lots of comments from people from Argentina, Brazil, Malaysia, Australia, Canada, thinking they were all on their own, buying this stuff and putting it up on their shelves and etc. But you're not. We're all connected, and it's great. And so many people have made friends in the Facebook group who come to the virtual pub meeting and chat about music and what you've discovered and what you've recently bought and box sets and all that. And it's just brilliant to see, and it's great to see so many younger music fans coming and asking questions and saying, I've just got into this band, what should I buy next, etc. So I've got lots of ideas, and there's lots of theme videos that I'm doing that are going to carry on doing because I know they're really popular. So for those of you who've just found this introductory video for September, I should just run through some of the things you can expect as we roll through this month, as we move towards the autumn in the part of the world where I am. The podcasts are doing so well. Your encouragement in telling me that my interviewing style is okay, I'm not frightening anyone off, is really helping me to move towards talking to different types of guests and bigger guests and names all the time. Last month, I spoke to Susie Quattro, and lots of other people, lots of new bands as well, which I'm going to come on to. This month, I've got Carlo Cavazzo from King Cobra, also he was lead guitarist in Rat and Quiet Riot. I'm also talking to Carl Dixon from Coney Hatch. I've actually done that interview, and I have to say it's one of the most inspirational interviews I've ever done. When you realise what Carl went through with his accident and where he is now, it's just mind-blowingly inspirational. It really, really is. I'm also talking to Steve Hackett, the former Genesis guitarist, this month as well. I've also got Yuli John Roth coming up, and Susan Tedeschi as well from Tedeschi Trucks Band. So that's all really, really exciting, and plus other guests as well that I can't mention yet in case because they're not confirmed. So that's really exciting. Other things I'm doing in the podcast is going to be some kind of ranking videos as well. Dan Aston is going to be joining me, and we're going to be looking at Queensryche and Opeth to start with. The video series, of course, you'll get my unboxing videos when I look at new box sets. So actually, sometimes they're not always that new. I've got Elton John, and there's a Dio box set here for me to dive into. And yes, everyone's asking about Jethro Tull, Broadsword and the Beast. That will be covered this month as well. On the different genre, Deacon Blue as well, which is a great set. I'll also be dipping back into the past, looking at box sets you may have missed, so you can decide whether it's something you want to go after on Discogs or eBay as well. Classic album reviews, they're going to continue where I share my own personal memories of the time, looking at the social history and just talk from the heart and what those albums meant to me. Ranking videos, yes. I'm really into the stride of these now, after realising that you want to see more of them. So yes, I know the UFO one. Where is it? It's nearly there, but you have to understand, because if you were doing this, how often would the things outside of the top 5 move around? A lot. So there's those as well. And of course, there's a weekly playlist. And the other thing that's coming back is Phil's Music Biz Chat. Now, this is where I look at the the kind of statistical analysis of how CDs and vinyl are actually selling in the real world. So I'm still collecting some data. That was a weekly show, but I'm going to amalgamate that into Music Biz Chat, as I've just said, but it will also look at other things I feel I'd like to talk about that I feel means a lot to me. And one of them is the price of vinyl. I want to talk about that, and what I'm going to talk about, it may not be what you think it's going to be about, if you know what I mean, which you probably don't. But anyway, that's coming very, very soon. I also want to cover, and I'm going to cover more new music as well. I can't help it from the demographic that I am. The music that you grow up with is the stuff that ingrains itself in your soul when you're in your teens and 20s, and when you hear those tracks again, it just like goes straight through the neural networks in your brain and you're there. And depending on how often you play that music, that can happen at different times, and I love talking about that. But I also realized that as Now Spinning Magazine grows and its influence reach expands, that I want to make sure I do as much as I can to help new artists and musicians get seen and get found and get heard. So that's something I've been working on with talking to Tempt last month. Buy their album, it's just fantastic. And also Vega, who technically aren't a new band, but they probably are to many of you. But there's other bands like that are coming up as well. Also, what I want to say is music and mental health. I have to say, I've been stunned by how many people are asking about this series. Episode 5 will be going out, and probably has gone out by the time you watch this. And there's only been 5 episodes, but the amount of people who are sending me feedback about them, asking for more of them, and saying this is one of the things that differentiates me from many other channels, etc., who do similar things to me, and the fact it's an important subject. There are going to be more, and I'm going to try and make that a regular basis as well. I think that is everything I've got on that. So the other thing I just wanted to talk about is how you can help me, because I kind of tiptoe around this, but I just wanted to say why it's important. I'm spending more time on Now Spinning Magazine. I'm making more videos. I'm doing more research. I'm obtaining more things to review, and I'm trying to really grow Now Spinning Magazine. I'm actually also looking at having some t-shirts. Literally over 30 people have asked me if there's a t-shirt, or would there be a t-shirt available, so I'm going to look at that. But how you can help me, how you can help me pay for the kind of operating costs and the time it takes, so that I can spend more time doing this and not having to do other things to fund it, is to become a patron. By becoming a patron, you are helping to support me. There is an alternative. If you don't want to be a patron, you can become a YouTube member. The rewards, or the benefits, I guess, are the same, and that means that you'll see 99% of all my videos before they go out to the public. The kind of timely ones, if it's a tribute video, they just have to go out because of the nature of what they are. And if it's like a news item, but all of the other things you will see first. You'll also sometimes see special editions of videos that don't go out. So some of the podcast videos, there'll be a video element in the Patreon only YouTube member one, which isn't in the one that goes out to the public. Also, there is exclusive videos that aren't made public as well. They're like more behind the scenes, and they're also kind of like what I'm playing at that moment, where I'll talk from the heart in the moment about what I've picked off the shelf, what that album means to me in that moment, in that day. And those are all exclusive to patrons and YouTube members. If you can't do that, and again, you can join Patreon, and you don't have on a free trial to see what you think of it, and you can leave at any time. But if you just feel you can't commit to that, I understand. You can make a one-off donation via the Ko-fi link, and just buy me a virtual coffee. And talking of virtual stuff, we have a virtual bar called the Now Spinning Arms, which meets once a month, and it's open to all patrons and YouTube members to come along. It's a Zoom call where you can all meet up once a month. The concept is like when you used to meet your friends after work in the pub on a Friday night and talk about what albums you'd bought and what music you were listening to and what you discovered, who you'd been to see live. It's that. It's just like that. So that's open to members and patrons as well. And finally, I just want to say that I do everything I can to keep all of you who comment, who like and get in touch with me, as safe as possible as I possibly can in a public environment. Obviously, the website comments are different. I have complete control. And YouTube isn't. It's the Wild West in some ways. But many of you said how you feel you can talk here and know that I'll step in if needed. And that's because I do not tolerate any online bullying of any kind. I know if, let's say, Black Sabbath, some people will say, I prefer the Aussie years to the Dio years. That's fine, isn't it? But someone saying Dio is X, Y, and Z or whatever, I just take it out. And that's because I like to think that everything that I do here is to help inform or make someone smile or be inspired. And I try and think that however you talk to each other, I want to make sure that you feel that you can say something from the heart and say, oh, Phil, I really like this, and not feel that someone you don't know is going to come along and actually cut you down and say, no, I don't agree with that. And I know how it feels. And that's the whole way that the Now Spinning Magazine Facebook group operates. It's like a village. It's like a community where people can talk about any form of music, any style, any genre from any period. They can talk about a band's technically least successful album without feeling everyone's going to come down on them like a ton of bricks. That doesn't happen here. And that's because of your support. It gives me the time to make sure that I do that. So thank you all very much. This place is a light, hopefully, in the darkness of the news that's out there. And it's a place where we can come and have a bit of respite and listen to music and talk to like-minded people. And if you're just getting into a band, you can ask the questions about that band. There are no silly questions. You know, everyone starts with a record collection with one album in it or one CD. It's fine. I can still remember the time I only had about 5 records and just played them over and over again. So it's open to all, Now Spinning Magazine is. So thank you again for all your support. Remember, everybody, stay safe. Music is the doctor and the healer. Keep spinning those discs, and I shall see you very, very soon.